Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So till now in class 9 we used to discuss the concept related to maths. So now today I am going to moving on to the physics concept, the first lesson in your physics, that is motion or describing the motion. Okay, what do you mean by motion? Here you can observe the name itself is saying about the motion. But if we come to the physics, we have two states. So let us understand one by one. So first state it is rest and second state it is motion. Okay, so let me understand one by one. What do you mean by rest? What do you mean by rest? If you consider what do you mean by rest means a body is said to be in a state of rest. When we say that if it is rest, for example, if I am saying the object is rest, when we say that when its position does not change, with respect to reference point, For example, you may check in your classroom, if you consider a table in your classroom, if it is in the same place, for example, today you will go to the classroom and you will see that the table which is near to the blackboard. Okay, if you come tomorrow, if you go for next day, if it is there only near the blackboard, you will say that the table is at rest, right? That means the reference point it is near the blackboard. It is near the blackboard, right? That is reference point. We call it as reference point. So what we can say, a body is said to be in the state of rest when its position does not change with respect to reference point. It is not changing its position. It is in the same position. Then we say that the body is at rest. Clear? For example, trees. Yes, right? The tree cannot move. It will be in the same place. Okay, and the mountain or a hill, whatever you consider, they are all in the same place. They won't change at all. If you consider its reference point, it is all at the rest. So we say that if you consider the physical state of any physical bodies, so first condition is rest. So when we say that it is rest, when its position does not change, with respect to reference point. Clear? Then which is our next concept? The main concept, it is motion. The lesson itself we are talking about the motion. When we say that the body is at motion, what is the condition? A body is said to be in a state of motion or when its position changes with respect to reference point. Clear? For example, if you consider any reference point, for example, if one object is at that point, after some time it changes its place to the another point. So we can say that the object moves, right? That means considering the reference point, we can say it is moving. For example, if we consider the birds, right? Observe, the birds are flying. Here birds are flying, right? How we can say that they are in motion? They are moving from one point to another point. Means one reference point to another point. So we can say that they are moving. So they are in motion. Birds are in motion. Clear? Or if we consider the motion of fishes or aquatic animals or our human beings or vehicles, any example if we consider, so any object or any body, if it changes with respect to reference point, if its position changes with respect to reference point, we say that they are in motion. Clear? Now, so if we consider particularly this lesson, we have two states. One is a body at rest and another body at motion. When we say it, if it is at rest, when its position does not changes with respect to reference point. Or if we consider motion, when its position changes with respect to reference point, we say that object or a body is at motion. Clear? So one is at rest, another is at motion. Here particularly what we are talking about, we are saying about the reference point. What is this reference point? Reference point, for example, observe this point, or reference point means we call it as an origin, starting point. Okay, we can say it as starting point. And what is the definition for reference point? It is a fixed point used to determine the motion. We can say by using that reference point we can decide whether the body is at motion or not. We can decide by using that reference point or origin. Okay, For example, if I consider here a boy at car A, if I consider boy at car A, from his home, let us consider this is his home. So from this home he came for 5 kilometers. I know I'm saying he came for 5 kilometers or he is in motion of 5 kilometers. How we can say that means the reference point is his house. House is a reference point. That means, for example, particularly if you are saying, ma'am, my house is 5 kilometers from the school, or from school I have to go for 5 kilometers to my house, means how we are saying the 5 kilometers, we are taking the positions, initial and final position, right? Or we are taking the reference point, right? So here the reference point is house. Or again, the boy, he comes to the school. From his house, again 10, you can take it as 10 miles or 10 kilometers, anything. Or you can say it as directions also, south direction or north direction, or if you are going for any gas station or petrol bunk, anything. So particularly you are saying that from where to where, right? Reference point you are taking. So that particularly we are calling it as reference point. Okay, from which origin or from starting point to final point we are taking, right? So that we are calling it as reference point. So by using that reference point, we can say that object or a body is at motion or not. So this is reference point. Or if you consider another example, you can say, you can observe, you may come into an experience. For example, if you are sitting in a train, and the person who are standing outside, for example, if you are sitting in this train here, you are sitting here, if you consider you are sitting here, and the boy is standing outside the train, means he is standing on the platform. When you start moving, if your train start moving, you seems that that person who is standing on the platform, he seems like he is moving, right? Haudalva? ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ ಕನ್ನಡ. ಸೊ ನೀವು ಟ್ರೈನ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಕೂತಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಅಥವಾ ಬಸ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂತಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಅಥವಾ ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ವೆಹಿಕಲಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ, ಸೊ ನೀವು ಆ ವೆಹಿಕಲ್ ಮುಂದೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಿದ್ದಂಗೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಗಿಡ ಮರ ಯಾವುದೋ ಎಲ್ಲ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹಿಂದೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಿದ್ದಂಗೆ ಅನಿಸುತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಅದು ನೀವು ಕೂತಿರೋ ಅಂಥ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ನ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು, ಸೊ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ದ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ವೇರ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಸಿಟಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ಸೈಡ್, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ರೆಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್. ಓಕೆ, ಅದೇ ನೀವು ಒಳಗಡೆ ಕೂತಿದ್ದೀರಲ್ಲ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಜೊತೆ ಯಾರೊಬ್ಬ ಪರ್ಸನ್ ಕೂತಿರಿದ್ರೆ, ಅವರು ನೀವಿಬ್ಬರೂ ಮೋಷನ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದ್ರು, ನಿಮಗೇನು ಅನಿಸುತ್ತೆ, ಯು ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಮೂವಿಂಗ್. ದ ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆರ್ ಎನಿ ಪರ್ಸನ್ ಹೂ ಆರ್ ಔಟ್ಸೈಡ್ ಯೋರ್ ಬಸ್ ಆರ್ ಔಟ್ಸೈಡ್ ದ ಟ್ರೈನ್, ಯು ಸೀಮ್ಸ್ ಲೈಕ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಮೂವಿಂಗ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್, ರೈಟ್? ಹಿಂದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಅನಿಸುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಇದು ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಒಂದು ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್, ಒಂದು ವ್ಯೂ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೇಳೋದು. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಕಾಲಿಂಗ್ ಇಟ್ ಆಸ್ ರೆಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್. ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್? So for everything we are having reference point. Depending upon that reference point, we are seeing whether they are motion or whether they are rest. Clear? So let's move on to the next concept. Types of motion. We have many types of motion, but here particularly we are talking about only 3 types. So when you are going for higher classes, you are going to talk about more. So first we are talking about rectilinear motion. Rectilinear motion, the name itself is saying linear, right? Linear means a straight and okay, linear, rectilinear motion means when any object or any person or any vehicles or anything, when a body, when it moves in a straight line, remember, when it is moves in a straight line, if it is moves in a straight line, then we say that object, it is in rectilinear motion. Rectilinear motion, look here, a car is moving in a straight line. No, nothing, it is not taking any straight line, means you can take any diversions also, left, right, or like this. But it is if you take left also, you will go straight. Again, if you take right also, you will go straight, right? So if it is moving in a straight line, then we say that rectilinear motion. Rectilinear motion means object, it is moving in a straight line. Clear? Then let's go for next. It is circular motion. The name itself saying circular, right? Circle. You can observe a car is moving in a circular path, right? So if any object or any body, if it is moving in a circular path, then we say that an object is in circular motion. Clear? Circular motion. So we will discuss more about in last concept in this lesson. So let's explain more in detail in last. So now only remember what is circular motion means. When an object or in a body, it is moving in a circular path. What we can say? Circular path. Circular path, we can say path. So if it is moving in a circular path, we say that circular motion. Clear? Then the last type of motion is oscillatory motion. You can observe this. Oscillatory, or you can say it as periodic also. Periodic motion. So periodic motion. Periodic oscillatory or periodic motion means to and fro. The same thing which repeats again and again. You can see the clock, right? And if you observe the clock, it can seems like a two types of motion. Two types of motion. Which are those two types? Means we can take 12. If we take 12, 6 like this, 3, 9. So what happens? It moves in a circular and also it repeats again and again, right? It will come from 12. Again it will start from 12. 12, 12. It repeats. So any motion which repeats again and again or to and fro. So look here. Here you can observe the oscillation to and fro. So this type of motion we are calling it as oscillatory motion. So particularly how many types of motion? Here basically we are talking about 3. One is rectilinear, circular and oscillatory. Rectilinear means a motion in a straight line. Okay. Next, circular means a motion in a circular path. Oscillatory means a motion which repeats again and again. We are calling it as, or we can call it as periodic motion. So this is about types of motion. Types of motion. Now let's go for next important concept, that is about physical quantities. You have many physical quantities. We are talking about time, we are talking about mass, temperature or distance, or you can go for displacement, anything. We are going to talk about physical quantities. Here we have two types of quantities. One is scalar quantity, another one is vector quantity. Before going into detail in this lesson, first you have to understand these two concepts. One is scalar quantity, another one is vector quantity. Okay, so what is scalar quantity means? It is a physical quantity having only magnitude, not direction. For example, now if we ask the time, what is the time now? What is the time? You will say that, ma'am, it is 10:30 or 10 a.m. or 10:30 a.m. or 1 p.m. like that. But we won't say about direction, right? We will say that 2:30 east when we are talking about time. No. Or if we go for mass, for example, if you take any, groceries, you will say, what you will say? I want 1 kg rice. You will say any direction for that? I want 1 kg rice for north, or if it say 1 kg rice for south. No, right? Only you are talking about particularly the amount. Here magnitude means you are talking about the amount. Here time is 2 p.m. or 1 kg. And temperature, for example, if we check our body temperature, we'll say that 32 degrees Celsius. We say any directions? No. So particularly if we talk about only the magnitude or only the amount, those type of quantities we are calling it as scalar quantity. Scalar quantity. For example, you can consider as speed, distance, time, mass, temperature. For example, if I give so many quantities, I may tell you to classify them scalar and vector. ಅಂದರೆ ಒಂದಷ್ಟು ಕೊಟ್ಟು ನಿಮಗೆ ಸ್ಕೇಲಾರ್ ಆಗಿ separate them, classify them, scalar quantity and vector quantity. First you have to observe their quantities and you can separate. So if it is telling about only the magnitude, it is a scalar quantity. Clear? I think it is clear. Now let's go for next quantity. It is vector quantity. Vector quantity means it is a physical quantity having both magnitude and direction. Having both magnitude and direction. Both means you are saying about the amount, and particularly you are mentioning the direction also. For example, force. For example, if you are applying the force for any object, for example, I'll say you to rock. If you consider a rock, I'll say you to lift the rock. What you will do? You will lift the rock means you will apply the force upwards. Lifting, right? Lifting means you will apply the force for upwards. Or if you observe this Donald Duck, it is applying the force towards left side, your left, or you can consider it as east, right? So the force is a vector quantity. It tells about direction also. Or if we consider velocity, displacement, now we'll talk about in detail these are also tells about direction also. Okay, so if any physical quantity which has only magnitude, no direction, then it is called as scalar quantity. Or any quantity which is having both magnitude and direction, it is called as vector quantity. Okay, we have many examples for this, and let me understand what is the distance, displacement, speed, velocity in detail now. Let's move on to the next state is distance. Now we observe this honeybee, it is moving randomly, right? Randomly it is moving. Observe again, observe this. So if you consider this honeybee, it is moving. Again observe, it is starting from point A, it is moving to come to point B. How it is? It is moving randomly. It is going anywhere and it is coming to the point B, right? So if you observe this, observe here, and here the blue color, observe the blue color is called as distance. Blue color is called as distance. A red, it is called as displacement. Observe here. Instead of going like this, it can come straight, right? It can come from here to here straight. But what it is doing, honeybee, it is moving randomly and it is coming. Here observe the actual path, here you can observe the blue line. It is an actual path traveled by that honeybee. That actual path we call it as distance. Okay. But you can think, why ma'am it is coming randomly? It can come in a straight line, in a shortest path only it can come, no? So that shortest path we call it as displacement. Okay, let me clear in this giving another example. The first concept is distance. So let us understand this clear. So first, what is the definition for distance? Means actual path length traveled by an object. Actual path length traveled by an object, we are calling it as distance. For example, let us consider here a boy is standing near this tree. What he will do, he will move to this side 4 meter to one house, his house, and he will go for 3 meter to this side. So 4 plus 3. So 4 plus 3 it is 7 meter. So here this is from here to here, this is an actual length. So actual length traveled by an object, we are calling it as distance. It is a scalar quantity. As I told you, scalar quantity means here particularly we are taking only the magnitude, means 4 meter, totally 7 meter. So it is we are not saying any direction here. Only we are saying 4 meter to near the house, again 3 meter from the house to the tree. So here the scalar, it is a scalar quantity, and here it is always positive. Remember, the distance is always positive. It cannot be zero. It cannot be zero. This is very important. Okay, so distance means it is an actual path traveled by an object. It is a scalar quantity. Only we are taking only the magnitude, and this measure, if you measure this distance, it is always positive, like 3 meter, 4 meter. Okay, not minus. We are not taking any negative, and we are not taking it as zero also. It cannot be zero. And always the SI unit for distance is meter. SI unit of distance is meter. These are the important points you have to remember. Distance means it is an actual path traveled by an object from one point to another point. Okay, for example, here it is house, school. Okay, for house to school, if I consider three roads from here, you are having 3 roads. So one road you are having 7 kilometer, another road you are having 5 kilometer, like this. So this 5 kilometer is also distance. 7 kilometer is also distance, means it is an actual path traveled. If you come from here to here 7 kilometer, this is considered as a distance. Or if you are coming from 5 kilometer, this is considered as a distance. So actual path traveled by an object, so we are calling it as distance. It is a scalar quantity, and it is always positive. It cannot be zero, and SI unit is meter. Okay, next let's go for displacement now. Now displacement, here you observe we have two conditions. What is displacement means? The shortest distance between initial and final position. Shortest distance between initial and final position. Look here, in distance what we said, it is an actual path traveled by an object. But here specifically we are saying it is a shortest distance. Here if you observe a boy what is doing? He'll go for 4 meter, then again he will go for 3 meter to reach this tree. But directly he can go from here to here, right? Diagonally 5 meter, instead of it is 7 meter, directly it is 5 meter. So this is the shortest distance. So this we can call it as a displacement. And observe this. Here we have a point A and we have another position B. Here you have to reach from A to B. Here we are having three different paths. Path 1, path 2 and path 3. And remember, all these are distance. Path 1 is also distance, path 2 is also distance, path 3 is also distance. For example, if you move from this path, it is an actual path traveled by an object, so it is a distance. Or if you go from path 2, it is a distance. Or if you go from path 3, it is also distance. But particularly if you go for a shortest distance, here if you compare all three, path 2 is the shortest distance. So that is called as displacement. That is called as displacement. Okay. And it is a vector quantity. Why it is vector quantity means, for example, here you have three paths, right? And here particularly you have to talk about the shortest distance. Particularly you have to talk about shortest distance. For that shortest distance you have to mention the direction, right? But here correctly you have to mention the direction, whether it is like left, you have to go for left, or right like that, or if you go for north, or you have to go for east like that. Particularly you have to mention the direction. So it is a vector quantity. And this displacement can be positive, it can be negative, it is also zero. But remember, distance, it is only positive, not zero. But here you have three chances. Displacement can be positive, it can be negative, or it can be zero also. And SI unit is meter. For both distance and displacement, SI unit is meter only. But it is an actual path traveled by an object, but it is the shortest distance traveled by an object from initial to final. Clear? Got the difference between distance and displacement? Now let's go for next concept. Uniform and non-uniform motion. Now we got three types of motion, but particularly in all the type you have uniform and non-uniform motion. What is uniform? The name itself say uniform means same, all are same, right? Same, equal, will say equal. So what is the definition for uniform? Equal distance in same interval of time. For example, you will start from from one place to another place. You want to move from one place to another place. So what happens here? If you can observe, for 5 minutes you came for 10 kilometer. For another 5 minutes you came for another 10 kilometer. Here it is increasing gradually, right? 10, 20, 30, 40 like this. It is increasing gradually. So timing is also equal, right? So equal distance in same interval of time. That we call it as uniform motion. Look here. 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes. Here also increase in 10, 10, 10. Equal, it is increasing equal. So what is the definition for uniform motion? If an object covers equal distance in equal interval of time, if an object covers equal distance in equal interval of time, then we say that object is in uniform motion. Okay. But what about non-uniform motion? Different distance in same interval of time. No different. Here you can't write different distance in different time. Time are same here. In both the cases, same equal interval of time. But here equal distance, different distance. You can observe. In first 10 minutes, you can 25 kilometer. After in 10 minutes, only 5 kilometer. So there is a difference in this, right? So here if it is equal 25, 25, 25. But here 25 and 5. So different distance in same interval or same time interval, equal distance in same time interval. So if it covers equal distance in equal interval of time, then we say that uniform motion. If it covers unequal distance in equal interval of time, both are time is equal, but distance is different. Okay, remember that. Don't write it as different interval of time. Same here, or you can write equal. So uniform and non-uniform motion. So equal distance in same interval of time, different distance in same interval of time. So it is called as uniform motion, non-uniform motion. So this is about difference between uniform and non-uniform motion. Next it is speed and velocity. What do you mean by speed and what do you mean by velocity? Okay, so here you got about the difference between distance and displacement. Distance and displacement. If there is any change in distance with respect to time, observe, if there is any change in distance with respect to time, then we call it as a speed. Or if it is any change in displacement with respect to time, we are calling it as velocity. Okay, so what is the definition for speed? The distance traveled by a body in unit interval of time. The distance traveled by a body in unit interval of time, it is called as speed. But here velocity means distance traveled by a body in specified direction. Here the direction is very important, or you can consider it as it is a displacement per unit time. It is a displacement per unit time. So distance, so what you can write formula, speed is equal to distance by time. This is displacement by time. So this is a very simple difference between speed and velocity. If there is any changes in distance, so if object travels distance for particular direction or distance in unit time, we call it as distance, or specifically if we consider a direction, it is called as displacement. So displacement by time. So it is distance by time, this is displacement by time. So speed and velocity. And if it is distance by time, distance is also, as you all know, distance is scalar, time is also scalar. Definitely speed is also scalar quantity, so no direction given. But what about displacement? Displacement is vector, so it is a vector quantity, it gives direction. So what about SI unit? If I consider SI unit, you can check here. What is the unit of distance? Meter, right? What is the unit of time? It is second. Meter, here we will consider it as meter per second. So we are calling it as meter per second. What is the speed, SI unit of speed? Meter per second. This is also the same, because displacement is also meter by second, right? We can't say that meter by second. You have to consider it as meter per second. Per second, meter per second. We'll write like this. M, observe M, S minus 1, power to the minus 1, like this. M, S, power to the minus 1. This we call it as per, meter per second, meter per second. Clear? So this is about distance difference between speed and velocity. So distance traveled by a body in unit time, we call it as speed, or displacement per unit time, we call it as velocity. So speed is equal to distance by time, velocity is equal to displacement by time. Speed is scalar quantity, velocity is vector quantity. SI unit of speed is meter per second, SI unit of velocity is also meter per second. Clear? So you can observe here clearly. Here how we are differentiating the speed and velocity. So here you have one car and you have one truck. So what is the question here given? The car covers distance of 20 km due east in 2 hours. Truck covers 60 km in 3 hours due west. What is the speed and velocity they are asking? So what is the definition? What is the formula for this? Distance by time, right? Speed is equal to distance by time. Here velocity is equal to displacement by time. Okay, speed is distance by time, velocity is displacement by time. So what is the distance? 20 by 2. So what you can write? 10 km per hour. Or speed is 60 means 20 km per hour. Only you are saying the amount, not any direction. Not any direction. So speed of car is 10 km per hour. Speed of truck is 20 km per hour. Why, ma'am, there you said SI unit as meter per second, here you are talking about kilometer? Because here they have given kilometer and hour. I can write it in that. If it is meter and second, you can write it in meter per second. Okay. So it is kilometer per hour, 10 km per hour, 20 km per hour. But here you can observe, here 10 km per hour due east, because the car is moving towards east. So due east. And the truck is moving towards west, so due west. So this is the difference between the speed and velocity. Speed, it is talking about only the magnitude. Okay, it tells about the direction. And which is moving faster? Truck moves faster than car. Hence speed and velocity decide how fast a body is moving. So speed means how fast it is moving, okay. And clearly you can see the another concept, speed and velocity. Speed is simply how fast you are traveling. So generally what we can say, speed means how fast you are traveling. So what you can say, a car is traveling speed of 20 meter per second. But velocity, speed in a given direction, means how fast you are moving in a given direction. So what you can write, a car is traveling velocity east. So particularly talking about the direction, here we won't say about direction. So only the difference is speed and velocity means, here speed means how fast the vehicle is moving, how fast the object is moving. But here how fast it is moving in a given direction. Here we'll talk about direction. Okay. So this is a speed and velocity. Okay, and today's last concept, and we'll talk about in next session, we talk about next concepts, and today's last concept is average speed. What is average speed? How we will consider average speed? So what is the formula for that? Average speed is total distance by total time. Total distance by total time. Okay, for example, let us observe one example. An object travels 16 meter in 4 seconds. Then another 16 meter in 2 seconds, means it is traveling for 16 meter 4 seconds, again it took some rest, again it start moving 16 meter in 2 seconds. What is an average speed of an object? For example, if I ask average marks of your class in mathematics subject, right? If I ask average marks in mathematics subject, means for example, if 20 students are there, I have to add all the marks of 20 students, right? For 40 marks, if I give 40 marks, some may get 38, 39, 20, 19, like that. If I have to add all the marks of 20 students, I have to divide by 20, right? And how we calculate the average marks of the class. But here, average speed means we have to consider total distance by total time. So what is the total distance? 16 meters, 16 meters. So 16 plus 16, 32 meter. Total time means 4 seconds, 2 seconds. So 4 plus 2, 6 seconds. So what is this formula? Average speed is equal to total distance by total time, 32 by 6. It is 5.33 meter per second. This is the average speed of the object. So how we are going to calculate the average speed of an object? What is the formula? Total distance by total time. Total distance by total time. So take the total distance, take the total time, divide each other, we will get the average speed of an object. So in this session, we discussed about what is the rest, what is the motion, then types of motion, and difference between distance and displacement, and difference between speed and velocity, and how we are going to talk about scalar and vector quantity, and the average speed. Okay, so this is about in this session. If you like this video, do subscribe my channel, share with your friends, and keep watching. In next session, we are going to discuss more detail in this lesson. So till then, thank you. Have a nice day.